Hey, now I wanted to kind of go over mulching with trees. I've recently just cut down a good sized willow tree. The root system was getting in where it shouldn't have, and it was a bit of a hassle. Anyway, the tree had to come down, and before I cut it down I was kind of thinking about, just cutting up as firewood or using this or using that. Now some of it has gone to firewood, and the main trunks I'm using for something else, which I'll show you in another video, but all the branches and the smaller pieces, stems and all that kind of stuff I've actually used for some mulch and around different trees. Now I'll show you, I'll get behind the camera and I'll explain. Alright, so this is a quince tree. Now this is the quince tree that I've used in the video, water barrier for trees. So all around it, good metre around radius around the actual tree was all cleared out, and all the grass, there was buffalo and all this kind of stuff, has it all been cleared out, and the barrier went up, and then I've just used it all this on top. Now you can see it's fairly high. Normally you don't want to go above the graft with mulch and things like that because you don't want that moisture to rot the trunk. Now this is all relatively dry stuff. Like it's new, but it will dry out quite substantially, so I'll let this sit as it is, even though it's quite big, for a while, and as it dries out I'll just get on top and just walk around it, and it'll actually just keep squashing it down, and it'll prevent moisture evaporating from around the tree where part of the initial root system is. And it's a good way to reuse things in the garden. Like, you guys know me, I don't like to waste anything, so I think you can always utilise the facilities that are around you. So once that starts to dry out, the leaves will drop down and they'll compost down. I'll keep adding to it, but that's just how it looks initially. So it does look kind of big, and it's like initially you might think, oh god, he's put a fair bit on there, but that'll come out really quite nicely. Now what I'll do, I'll just show you another tree that I've had in another video, one that I prepared earlier. So now this was a similar thing, and this is basically what will happen. So this is the small peach tree, and this is one that I dug out in the video a while ago. Now this is the same kind of thing. That this had a huge pile of bracken and leaves and branches and cuttings and everything around it. Now over the weeks it's just dried out, I should say, and just compact down, and I just keep adding bits and pieces to the top of it. So that's really, I'm pretty happy with it. It's really created a nice barrier. It's been dug out and mounded up around to catch the water, and all the mulch has just been put on top. So you can see it's not so much a case of having to get stuff in all the time. You can often use things that you've got around you. And I do find that deciduous trees make the best mulch. The leaves drop off, the branches dry out. You can give it a good stomp around and squash it down. You can keep compacting it every year when you do your pruning. So I think it's good to actually use what you've got around you, so you can actually minimise the amount of stuff that you have to buy in, and just kind of keep that aspect of self-sufficiency going on your small holding or your farm or your backyard or whatever it is. You can always use stuff, I reckon. Cool. Alright, any questions, give me a yell. Alright, see ya.